Hey Aries, happy birthday. This is for the week of April 4th through the 10th. You might stumble upon the video after the time frame I mentioned. Don't you worry. It's going to be whenever you're meant to hear it, whenever you're meant to see it. So we're going to connect and see what messages are coming up for our lovely Aries friends. Once again, happy birthday, those of you who have a birthday, the 4th through the 10th. We're going to connect here and see what is coming up for the Aries collective. The first card coming up here is the Ace of Wands. Now, some readers will read this as like a divine gift or a divine opportunity coming in, something that the universe is bringing to you. And there's definitely that aspect to the card. But Ace of Wands always for me is an opportunity that you're going to get back from it whatever you put into it. And a lot of the times I see this card come up when it's something that you're kind of tempted to push away, because you might think, like I've got bigger plans, or I'm going to hold out for something bigger or a bigger opportunity. Meanwhile, you have no idea that this opportunity that's coming in is going to branch out into bigger things. So you may have a friend approaching you and asking you to help out at an event, or to do something on a project, and you might think, it's not really worth my while. Yet there's other things that are going to be coming in through it, right? The project might be very successful and might branch out into long-term work, or an ongoing project. You might be meeting certain people that are going to be significant for you in the future. It could be a wonderful networking opportunity that's going to end up opening the door to something bigger. But the Ace of Wands is always just kind of a sense of you kind of get started, and then it begins to blossom into other things or branch out into other things. I do feel here that with this Ace of Wands, this is a very interesting message, but I feel for some of you this is something that is bringing you outside or calling you outside, right? So I don't know if some of you are being offered a job that's requiring you to be outdoors, but I'm getting something about being outside, and you're kind of like, I don't want to, but it's like this is going to be very good for you. Maybe for some of you this isn't necessarily about work. Maybe somebody's inviting you, depending on where you live in the world, the weather's starting to warm up. Maybe somebody's inviting you to do something outdoors, or go hiking or go camping or something, or maybe you're kind of on the fence about going outside and doing some gardening. I don't know why, but I feel there's this sense of like, I don't want to be outside, but like I'm being pulled outside or called outside. I feel like whatever this is bringing you out into nature, Aries. It's bringing you out into nature. And this is bringing you into your heart space. I also feel that you might start to feel like you're wanting like little periods of sunlight, like being in the sunlight. And then you might feel a little like, I want to go back inside. I don't know if some of you have been spending a lot of time indoors and you're just kind of starting to step outside again, but I'm feeling something about like spirit and your guides really bringing you out into the sunlight. Like you need sunlight, and there's vitamins in the sunlight. We get charged by the sun. So there could be something that maybe you've been deficient in, or something that's kind of like helping you to have more energy. But for some reason I feel like nature and sunlight, and you kind of pushing against it, but it's going to help get your energy back. It's going to help get your vitality back. The next card that's coming up here for Aries is the Five of Pentacles. And maybe this is how you've been feeling, out there in the cold and alone. Maybe some of you have been kind of withdrawing. Five of Pentacles can also come up in uncertain economic times, which I think we can all agree that these are uncertain economical times. However, the message here is that we're finding our way, and we are making friends along the way also. One of the meanings of Five of Pentacles is a loyal and trustworthy lover in hard times or difficult times. So maybe some of you, this is not a love reading. I do the love reading separately, and I have that linked in the description of the video. If you want to check out the April love readings, they're linked in the video description. But for some of you, that could be something that you're manifesting. You might be manifesting a relationship right now with someone who's going to be with you for the right reasons, not because of what you have to offer them financially, or not because of clout or image, some kind of image or anything like that. It could also be finding like soul family along the way. Some of you have heard of me refer to this as like the Wizard of Oz card. Dorothy is lost. She's trying to find a way. She comes across these very eclectic characters, and they seem like an unlikely bunch, but they get through a lot together. And so there could be this sense of it feels scary in the beginning, but once you allow yourself to embrace it, it can be a bit of an adventure, and you might be very pleasantly surprised who you're meeting along the way. Five of Pentacles can come up also just to let us know, for those of you who are trying to do some, money moves right now, or you may be doing something in terms of self-employment, or you're wanting to quit your job and take some time off and look for another job. Five of Pentacles sometimes wants us to know that we really have to plan cautiously. Because of the economical climate, you may be experiencing delays in profit, or delays in growth, or delays in that other job coming in. So this doesn't mean that you shouldn't move forward. It just means that you need to move forward and plan accordingly, right? So if you're doing something in terms of starting a business, it's not going to be a good idea to say, oh, I'm going to go big or go home, and I'm going to put every last dime into this business, and then I'm just going to work my butt off, and I'm going to be super positive, and I'm just going to manifest that, I make like this tenfold profit in 2 weeks, right? It sounds like a lovely, idea, but it doesn't always work out that way. So anything that you're doing around money or finances, do it cautiously, right? People say we need to spend money to make money, and that's true. But you want to do it cautiously. You don't want to spend too much. You don't want to invest too much. You don't want to stay still and stay stagnant, right? There's never really, we can't wait for the perfect moment, then we'll never do anything. So it's just planning accordingly and being cautious. This is not the time for big, massive purchases. This is not the time for big, massive investments. You're going to do these things on a smaller level, right? A smaller purchases, smaller investments, but you're still moving forward. The next card that's coming up here for Aries is the Knight of Swords. Ay, 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 ay. So as this offer is coming in, or this opportunity is coming in, you may be receiving some pushback from certain people in your life. For some reason, I don't know why, but this feels to me like the Knight of Swords is coming into a situation, and they're making you feel like you don't know what you're doing, Aries. You have to listen to them, okay? This could be an air sign person also. So air sign would be Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. But I feel like this, like you're getting going, you're getting your flow, you're getting your plan, and all of a sudden this Knight of Swords energy is coming in. Like, not so fast, Aries. What do you think you're doing? You haven't even thought about this. This is going to be a disaster. This isn't how to do it. And I feel like this person is coming in, and I almost want to say they're forcing themselves, like they're a partner in the situation when they're not. But it's even going beyond that. It's like above partner. Like they're coming in and they're taking over it. And I keep hearing, this is your baby. This is your baby. I don't mean it literally in terms of like, like a paternity issue. But it could be something that you're beginning, or some plans that you have, and someone's coming in and they're telling you you're going about it all wrong, and they're trying to tell you how to do it. but this is yours. It's not theirs. This will be a difficult, uh, 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 like transitioning into boundaries with this person, because I feel like they don't want to hear it. You may just get to the situation where the only way to avoid these situations in the future with this person is to just not talk about your plans and not tell them what's going on. I hate to say that, because, we want to, be able to not have to worry about that. But this is someone that I just feel is very opinionated, and they're just coming in and they're taking over. So the less they know about the situation, the better. In a work situation, some of you may have been excluded from a project, or you might feel like everybody got to participate and they're not including you. I feel something may be coming out as to um, like somebody on the higher level, not too high, but higher level, that like deliberately kept you out, and they weren't supposed to do that. They weren't supposed to do that. So there could be here uh, this person being confronted. Like, hey, you were supposed to also include Aries. How come everybody is in this training, or everybody is doing this project, and Aries isn't in it? Like, and you didn't notice and you didn't fix it. And I feel this person feels maybe kind of like intimidated by you. They might see you as, you're going to start getting attention, you're going to start getting bigger opportunities. They might feel like you're going to take their job, or you're going to get promoted and they're not. They feel a little bit intimidated by you. And so when they get called out, like, hey, how come you left Aries out? It feels to me like they're going to try to come in and do whatever they can to save face and paint you out to be like you're some kind of a bad guy. I don't feel like it's going to work. I don't feel like it's going to be successful. They're going to look bad. I'm hearing reprimanded, so they'll probably be reprimanded. But for some of you where there's been a work situation where you're being left out, or kept away from everything, I do feel that that's going to possibly resolve in the coming week. It might get worse before it gets better in terms of the tension between you and this supervisor. And it feels to me like a lower level supervisor. It feels to me like somebody who doesn't have the power they think they have, or that they want to have. So the tension might get a little bit worse before it gets better, but I feel in the end the truth is coming out, and this person's going to have to deal with consequences for their actions. The next card that's coming up here for Aries is the Lovers. Now, this could be Gemini energy. Some of you could very well be dealing with a Gemini in a work situation, or in a situation where they're coming in and they're trying to tell you how to do everything. If this is the case, then it could just be telling us that you have some karma here with this Gemini. There could be past life stuff that's being worked out, or old soul contracts or agreements that you're clearing out of the way, because this is a major arcana card. And the major arcana cards are going to come up anytime we're at a significant crossroads, anytime we're coming into a significant new chapter. So this is something that's going to be an ongoing energy, right? Past just a 7-day period of time. Lover's card, if you have a Gemini placement, there could be big changes or big shifts happening for you in those areas of your life or in those houses. And I've said this in other readings, and I'm going to say it again. When the tarot was first put together, the 6th major arcana was not called the Lovers. Some decks called it the choice, or the decision, or the sacrifice. So even though there's a sense of like these lovers here on the card, in a romantic situation, lovers could be, do I want this relationship? Do I not want this relationship? Do I want to get back together with an old love? Do I want to stay with this person? Do I want to stay with this person, or go be with this new temptation that's walked in? Do I want this kind of relationship or that kind of relationship? So there can be a comparison. So when the Lovers card is coming up, a lot of the times it's telling us that we're coming into a time where we have to get a little bit clearer on what we want. What do we want, right? If you're saying, I want to be, successful in my career, what does that look like to you? If you're saying, I want to be successful in pursuing my dreams, what does success look like to you? What is your idea of success? What does that look like for you? If you are trying to manifest a relationship, or you're wanting to be happy in a current relationship, what is the ideal relationship? What does the ideal relationship look like to you? What is love to you? Because it's not going to be the same for each and every single one of us. So this could be a time about getting more clear about what you want, figuring out your deal breakers, figuring out how much work you're willing to do, how much work is too much work for it. So this is a time of restructuring boundaries. You may want to check out your moon sign and rising sign videos. Some weeks those might resonate more for you than your sun sign. Don't forget to check out the love readings for April. Those of you who are interested, they're linked in. I'm also announcing my first ever in-person tarot workshop. I have details in the community tab, so click on the community tab, and those of you who are interested, there'll be instructions there on how to sign up. Everybody who's it'll be in Phoenix, Arizona, June 18th, and anybody who's gonna be attending, this deck that I used, I feel like this is a really great deck to practice intuitive tarot because of the way the images are. I'm working on getting like a big old bulk order of these cards, so each person will get their own deck. So if you don't have cards, don't worry. Or if you don't like the cards that you have, I'm going to make sure that everybody who attends receives their own deck of cards to keep. So if you're interested in the workshop, I have the information or the details in the community tab. I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful week. Take care and be well, my dears.